So I did.
The music that you recorded during the early days, were you able to leave with that music, or was everything left and you started from scratch after the De La situation?
I really only had De La's song at that point. Oh, so the songs I did with Luck, no, I don't. I don't even remember them. Me and Luck are still friends, and I think he remembers more than I do. But no, I don't. I don't have those songs. I don't. If I heard them, I wouldn't even know who it was.
Do you remember the recording process for Like This back in the day, 95? Any of
No,
those sessions stick
no.
out?
And you know, it's so funny because I was talking to Rock Wilder yesterday, and I don't even know where we recorded Like This because around that time I did have a brief demo deal with Geffen because of the Roots and Rich and that relationship. Like I said, I was always with Rich. So Geffen did pay for a few songs to be recorded. And I want to say some of those songs were recorded at Sigma Sound in Philly. They weren't even recorded in New York. I don't know. Like This was weird. Like This, I love Like This when I heard the beat. I was like, oh my God, Rock, please give me this song. And Rock was like, yeah. But I knew he was keeping his options open with that song. So I don't remember exactly where it was recorded. And then but then it was on the album, and now I don't know. But I don't know.
What about
But
the B side? You remember anything about the B side? You like My Style?
You Like My Style, I think, was recorded at D&D. But again, there were a lot of songs. I remember Walt coming down and actually staying at my house, and we recorded at Sigma. So I want to say a lot of those songs were around that time, and that stuff was recorded at Sigma. But I
Yeah,
could be wrong. I could 100%. It could be recorded at D&D and not.
when that single hit the streets, what do you remember most about the reaction?
Nothing, because there wasn't really any, I don't remember any real marketing behind it. I know I hated the album cover. I was like, who the hell is this? She don't look like me. They spelled my name wrong, which is now pushed me into the whole S, one S or two S's. And so then I got caught like, okay. So I'm in limbo. I'm both. I'm Shortie No Mas with one S and one with two.
Yeah, I was going to ask you the origin behind that. So
Yeah.
it was originally a misspelling that forced the No Mas, No Mas situation.
Mm-hmm. Fat Beats, well, track team. They dropped the ball on that one. But again, I had no control over that. I didn't approve the cover. No one checked. Like, I just remember, again, me being young, here, do this, do that. Oh, we'll use these songs, you know. That's why moving forward, when it was reissued, when, you know, I had the opportunity to reissue it in 2019, I was like, okay, I'm getting involved now, you know, like, because I hated that cover. It's like, what is this? What is this? The Afro puffs. I was like, oh my rage. Yeah, I hated that cover. So we redid that with vinyl digital.
What was the Fat Beats and Bra Strap situation in '98?
Just a licensing deal to, you know, use my songs on that. And then I think Mushroom Jazz used my song. I did not give them permission, but it was a tricky situation. I'm not mad at it because Mark Farina and Mushroom Jazz had huge fans that I would never reach if he had not put my song on there. So no, I didn't get paid, but I mean, I got my royalties, but you know, in terms of him using it without my permission. But it was really good for my fan base. They got to discover, a lot of people discovered me that way.
What was the creative process like? What do you remember most about working with the guys, Mr. Walt and Evil D?
Well, they're like family to me. So that was, you know, they're silly too. You know, just, I mean, one thing I love about people in the music industry, they're fun to be around. You know, everyone's laughing and joking, and, you know, they were like my big brothers, you know. They kind of, you know, at that point I was kind of homeless. So, you know, they took care of me. So.
Any more unreleased music between you and the Beatminerz out there floating around somewhere?
No, because after that, I was like, okay, time to go home, get my own place, and time to grow up. and I moved back to Philly, and I got my own place, and then I wasn't really recording.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, so this is about 98, 99, 2000. Where do you find yourself at this point?
Trying to survive. I had to put a roof over my head, and the only way I really knew how at that point was to get a 9 to 5 like everybody else. So I go into corporate America, which I hated, but it was really good for me because I learned so much about like corporate business structure, and how things from a corporate level are supposed to be done, you know. Um, I hated it. 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 And I was like, this isn't for me. So I started throwing events, charity events for professional athletes. And I made more money than I had ever made with hip hop. So I really focused on that. And I didn't just focus on it from a party level. I started working on corporate sponsorships. It was really event marketing. And then from the sponsorships the sponsors I would get for the athletes, I would end up doing events for them. So at that time I had clients, Mercedes-Benz, Neiman Marcus, Brooks Brothers. I was really doing the corporate event marketing events. And I stayed in that for a minute and made a shit ton of money, more than hip hop ever. Hip hop never loved me.
We loved you. Yeah, hip hop loved you. The corporate side did not love you.
But hip hop.
So were you independent doing that, or were you working for a particular company doing the charity events?
No, I started my own company.
So
Yeah.
what eventually happened? Sounded like you were doing well. Did you just lose interest in that at that point?
No, my son's father played in the NBA, and I became a mommy. So then I was a homemaker, and we were good financially, so I didn't really have to worry about, working.
So what point did the music thing come about again? I know the Mood Doctor situation came about. Was that the first kind of step back into the music?
So when I had my son, we bought a home in Delaware, and Jazzy Jeff lived around the corner from me. So we would just hang out, and he had a studio in his house. So he would give me some beats. So I started to, say, okay, maybe I'll do this, I did a few things with him, nothing that came out. I don't know, like around 2007, I think it was a label in Japan that was interested in me. And I recorded a bunch of stuff, and I was excited about it. I was like, it was dope. I was like, okay. And I started to get the bug because I always loved to write. Yeah, I hated the business part of it. I wasn't really big on performing, but I love writing and I love creating music. So I started to get the bug around 2007 again. Nothing really happened with it. Well, it did. I'll tell you in a minute what happened with it. So I recorded some dope stuff, and then I don't know what happened. A lot happened personally, like family stuff started happening, and then we ended up moving back to Philly, and it all kind of came back when recently in 2019 when Vinyl Digital released the single again, re-released the single. Here's the thing too. I was at that time of the mindset of old school hip hop business. And old school hip hop business, a label wouldn't even look at you as where I was at my age. I was a mom, So in terms of getting a deal, no one was getting a deal at my age at that time. And I wasn't even sure. I mean, I knew I had a lot of fans that always wanted a Shortie No Mas album, but I kind of felt like that ship sailed. It was a video on YouTube somebody put up, and I want to say, I think now it has 7 million views. And the comments are nuts. I mean, it's from people all over the world. It's from people of all ages. I mean, somebody hit me the other day and they were like, I'm 17 from London and I just discovered your music. What I feel like happened with the streaming services and with the reach of YouTube, which was a reach we never had in 89, 90. Now you could listen to whatever kind of hip hop you wanted to. You know, back in the day, you listened to what hip hop labels were putting out. Now you could listen to whatever you wanted. And it was so many people. First of all, I was like, if you guys are still asking me for an album, I owe it to you, number one. Number two, when I saw that I had younger fans, 17, 24, 30, I was like, and they were just hearing about me for the first time. I said, well, what's the difference if I was a new artist? Clearly you guys like it and want more. Okay. So that was kind of pushing me in the direction of, okay, maybe I'll do this. Then with Vinyl Digital saying, hey, we want to do an album and, you know, we'll pay for it. It was easy. So I was like, okay, but here goes nothing.
Right. What was the details to that deal in Japan?
I don't remember. So here's the funny part. So Vinyl Digital says, hey, the re-release of the single did so well, we want to do an album. So I'm like, okay. And they're like, if not an album, an EP. So I said, I can definitely give you an EP. That's easy. But then looking for something, I'm in my email and I found all the songs that I recorded from 2007. And I said, well, wait a minute. Maybe you guys can get an album. So I talked to Evil D, and Evil D still had all the masters. He had the two, everything. So that's how this became an album.
So the music,
I had this dope material, and I was like, I never put it out. Let's just throw it all together and throw it out there.
that was meant for the deal in Japan?
Yeah, and it never happened. So I had it, and I was like, and it was a lot. I only used maybe 4 songs from that, but there was a lot. There were 2 Jazzy Jeff songs, maybe 3 Jazzy Jeff songs produced. I didn't use those. A producer, Jay Zone, who he just sounded different to me. I just really loved his stuff. So I was like, I really want to use this. I felt like that was my best body of work at that time too, because it was the first time I had really started writing hooks, and I felt like they were more complete songs. So that's on the new album.
Yeah, we're gonna
new
jump
stuff that I just recorded.
So at what point did you say Vinyl Digital reach out to you?
Well, I re-released the single with them in 2019, and then right after that, they said, "Hey, let's do this."
So did you pursue them first to re-release your single?
They reached out to me.
Okay. What was that feeling like?
It was like, oh, okay, you want to pay me? I don't have to do anything. So, okay, like, sure. So it was easy.
What was the reaction like compared to 1995?
So now it's a different atmosphere. You got YouTube and you have Spotify, and it was like, oh, like I'm really starting to see the reach. Now, I mean, I thank God that I was featured on albums with artists such as De La Soul and the Roots, because I was able to get such a global reach. I mean, there's some dope acts and, you know, groups from the 90s that just don't have the reach that a De La Soul or you know, the Roots do. So I was very fortunate in that regard, because I got to share my music with so many people across the world, you know. So I started to see all of them saying, hey, we want more, and I'm like, okay, might have something for you.
Right. So we start talking about putting out a album. At what point does things start to materialize?
Oh God, this is pandemic. I'm writing in the early part of the pandemic. We weren't even really comfortable being around each other yet. So I'm writing, So, and my son, he's 17, so now this is his first foray. He's making beats, so I'm like, oh, well, let me let him get a beat on the album. That's his first, step into the industry. Um, Things start to get a little bit more. I mean, now we at least have rules, and first the pandemic, no one knew nothing. Don't wear a mask.
Right.
Don't wear a mask. Now it's like, no, wear masks. So we kept it really small. Went up to New York. I would always record my vocals with Beatminerz. So went up there. One thing about me, it doesn't take me long in the studio. So, if I get everything together and I really organize everything I need to do, I can record, 8 songs in a day. Like I'm just bam, 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 bam. So went up there, recorded most of them. Some of the other stuff, the older 2007 stuff, we did have to like kind of tweak it, redo some things. I want to say maybe it was like 3 trips of me going up there and just working with them in pre-production. And then we went into the studio and we mixed and mastered.
What would you say the percentage of new to old on this project is?
More new. Probably the percentage would be 70% new, 30 2007.
Very dope.
So new, but new, but old.
So I got to get a big shout out to my man Safari Black. He sent me your Sunday in October track, and I got goosebumps. And take us back to I got to listen to the sampler. Lucky me, you guys got to wait. So it's nothing but pure fire. But if you could take us back to a little bit of details behind a few tracks, producer-wise, memories, anything you can give us. Say a Sunday in October. What do you remember most about that?
So here it is. I'm doing this album strictly really for everyone who's been asking me for new music. And how appropriate Fife had DM'd me. And he was like, can Teresa, can I hear some new shit? And I was like, damn, that'd be dope if I could somehow kind of work that in to the album. And I talked to Evil D about it. And I was thank God Instagram lets you download the video, sent it to him, got the audio. So that's how I wanted the album to start, So that is the first song on the album. And that's how the song starts, because I feel like this album is for the fans who have been asking for so long. So the fact, like Fife just sets it off by saying, can we hear new music? I picked the beat that Evil D created. I wanted it to be kind of reminiscent of something I would hear Tribe on. So, there are a lot of references there. Lucky, swinging with my main man, Lucky, behind my back, is my best friend. So that was appropriate. It's the same Lucky. So it just, that one just all played out. People were like, we want more. I want more of that. And I was like, I wanted it to be special and just real short, but to the point. I didn't want it to be a whole song. I just wanted it to be a moment and to set a tone.
After this interview, I urge everyone to go check out Sunday in October. You won't be disappointed. Identity Crisis.
So Identity Crisis was one of the ones from 2007, and Jay Zone did that, which is crazy because Jay Zone's like, I don't make beats anymore. And I'm like, well, you're on this album. I love Identity Crisis. I just feel like it's so, I always felt like being with De La around that time, the style was to be like a tomboy, and then when right after that, with Puffy having Bad Boy and it was Foxy Brown and Little Kim, it was a real extreme between women. You were either a tomboy or you were sexy. And I was like, okay, well, I feel sexy, but I'm part of this whole crew. So I'm a tomboy. So that's what that one was. Like, identity crisis. Where do I fit in, in hip hop, like, do you push the pretty or do you keep it real,
Here Goes Nothing.
Here Goes Nothing is the title track off the album. That is a new song. It's produced by Mr. Walt. You listen to the lyrics. Here it is. This album is for y'all. It's not for me. You know what I mean? Literally, I keep saying, like, if I don't make $1 off this album, it's okay. You know what I mean? This is for the fans that have been asking for this album for so long. What I do love about the music is You Like My Style was an Ahmad Jamal record, and people really love that. So Here Goes Nothing is Ahmad Jamal. So I felt like it kind of was a similar sound with being different, a new song. So
right.
but that is a new too. Yeah, that's a new song.
Glad to see Mr. Walk still doing his thing.
Definitely.
Who's Shortie?
Who's Shortie? So, according to Lucky, one of the songs that we recorded at Battery when my album was supposed to come out was a song called Who's Shortie. Walt produced Who's Shortie. It's a new song. Did Walt do it or E did it? Pretty sure Walt did it. No, E did it. E did it. Evil D did it. And it's kind of just who I am for people who are just getting to know. Like, if you don't know the De La, if you don't know the roots, history, if you're just like, oh, who's this girl? She's dope. But, it's kind of an introduction of who I am.
Body Move.
Mr. Walt produced that. Here's the story behind that. I always have these jazzy kind of classic sound, sounding songs. And so every time I'm around, like, all my DJ friends at a party, I don't have anything that's dance party worthy. And I feel left out. I'm like, well, I don't have nothing. You don't want to blow the vibe by, like, getting into the jazz. So I was like, I need a song that my DJ friends can spin and people want to dance to. So, plus another thing, a lot of fans were starting to send me videos of them dancing to my songs. So I was like, it'd be really dope if I get, like, the fans to dance to this, and that's the video. So that's the future plan for Body Move.
Very dope. Any features on this particular project?
Nope.
Back to the days of old when the MC had to stand on their own. I love it.
It's just me.
Production-wise, sounds like Beatminerz had a big hand in this. Any other producers featured on this project?
So it's Beatminerz, but also there's a song produced by Mr. Walt's son. So that's Beatminerz, but it's the new generation. And then there's a song produced by my son. So this was kind of keep it in the family, the new round of people, coming in.
Right.
J-Zone. It's really just Dom and J-Zone. I kind of wanted to keep everything, kind of tight.
Project drops December the 16th. Where would the fans be able to get that at?
Well, they can actually pre-order vinyl, which nobody has vinyl anymore. So yes, vinyl is available. And because the single with Like This and You Like My Style sold out, they are added on there as bonus tracks. So this is yet another opportunity for the people who missed out before to get You Like My Style, You Like My Style remix, and Like This on vinyl. So pre-order for that is available now at vinyldigital.com. And so it'll be available at Vinyl Digital and also on all streaming platforms.
Can we get a tour?
A tour of what, my house?
That's what we want. No, that's what we want. That's what the fans want.
There you go. my humble abode.
I guess that'll do for now. Any other avenues that